Welcome.
Chris is back from the store.
Just made it back from the store. Had a long drive. You know how
was debating if he wanted to come back home. That's all it was.
Go buy some cigarettes.
Word. At midday.
Yeah. You know, had to be the man at the store fixing the car and stuff. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
We're shaking.
Fellas. Do say.
I mean,
how you doing, sir?
No, Chips, how come you always got some different type of everything, son?
Yo, he's the most drinking this beer person I know.
Yo, I really think he's fighting for a endorsement deal. Remember when Lonzo was wearing every sneaker in summer league? I think that's what Chip's doing, son.
You know what's funny? I never thought I liked this shit. And wifey bought it, and it ain't no other beer in the crib right now. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just try it.
Yeah, because you drunk with a Blue Moon, right?
Nah, I don't drink Blue Moon like that, fam.
He said not like that.
Son,
like
story always change your Blue Moon, son.
I don't like it. I will drink it.
I swear story change all the time with Blue Moon.
Listen, man, I'll drink it every once in a while, but you know, I'm not ordering it like that. But yeah, so I thought it was gonna have like a soapy flavor, but it don't.
So we're gonna do a beer taste testing podcast with Chips.
We're gonna do a fire cool dirt on beer just for Chips.
Nah, that's a fact. Just for Chips, son. That's exactly what you're gonna do.
Yo, Budweiser, Heineken, whoever get the win, you gotta send Chips a new shirt.
Word.
That's all we have. We don't need no sponsorship. We just need him a new beer shirt.
Word.
PH, how you living, man? What's good?
Got a new do-rag on.
Got the new light-skin do-rag, okay.
Where the stocking cap? Is under the do-rag?
Nah, I ain't got it on right now. I'm just doing straight do-rag.
Right.
You got that from the dude chick and the other celly?
Don't worry about that.
My bad, you made a deal. My bad.
Bird, son. Mad cookies, no wrapper.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yo.
That sounds a little crazy. I ain't gonna...
Hey, yo.
So Chips shooting dice over there?
I don't know what Chips doing.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Uncle Poppy is in the building.
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah, baby.
That was a week old.
Just know, at my man ugly Christmas sweater party, my shit was on full display, B. Just know that.
But you wasn't first, though.
Yo, who came in first?
Knox. I'm talking about Knox was setting it up first.
Oh, because he got there first.
Man.
But once all the customers tasted the hookah and they was like, yo, yeah, he might got it.
Chris, I thought they was about to burn my house down, son. All you smell is the coal burning in the other room. We in the other room. Your man Chips, I guess it's the second hookah he doing. So we talking about something. I just look. Your man fingers and hands is filthy, son. Cause he grabbing all the hash. What is it? The shishish, whatever it's called.
Hashish.
Man, hashish and cold hands. Man,
I'm like, son, you want some gloves or something? He's like, nah, son. It's like when you make a steak, you gotta get your hands dirty.
Yeah, you got. You got
your hands dirty.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but it would have been a wild pause, so I ain't gonna say it.
Your man had some other, what was it? It wasn't peppermint. What was it?
Mint with cream. No. The Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero mint.
Yeah, Absolute Zero, something like that. Yeah.
With the orange, making cream popsicle flavors.
He was pulling out all the tricks. He was trying to definitely get.
Had the mango.
He was
then I had the peach.
He was gonna do that.
You know the girls like peach. You know they like peach, so it was peach in the mint. It was fire.
Pop got a new bottle.
Word.
Yeah. It's the baby dulce.
See how long that lasts.
It's the baby deuce.
Might get through half the episode.
Yo, don't do that, man.
How was everybody Christmas, man?
Well, humbug.
Man. Yo, all I know is Christmas Eve, me and PH was playing Call of Duty. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm tired, so I'm gonna get off. Your man PH was like, oh, I'm gonna be up all night putting this house together.
Chill, PH. Listen.
What time y'all got done doing that shit?
Son, it was like, I think it was like 5 o'clock when I got done. And then on top of that, Madison woke up throwing up. So I couldn't even go right to sleep. And she tried to run out the room to the living room.
So what time you started for you to be over at 5?
Huh?
What time you started to be over at 5?
Son, when we got off the game, I chilled for a minute. I don't remember exactly the time I started. Son, it was like, no lie, it was like 80 screws that had to be put in there, son.
All I'm going to say is Santa Claus started Nabi's dollhouse at around 12 o'clock. Santa didn't finish till 6.
What?
That's crazy, son.
6.
That's crazy.
Yo, Santa should have did it a long time ago and hid it somewhere fully.
Nah, fam. I couldn't do that with hers. Yo, that first off, it was wood, like real wood. Yo, that shit is heavy. It ain't nowhere to hide that, son. Nowhere.
Santa left it.
Yo, let's put that in the closet. No, not gonna happen.
It was definitely all wood. It was screws and Allen key screws.
Oh no.
Each piece, each furniture in there was wrapped like my real furniture.
Yo, son, it came with little boxes.
Had bubble wrap around it.
Bedroom.
Man, they think kids is gonna be in they can't get inside. What do they think?
It was bedroom, outdoors.
Funniest thing ever yesterday. Her mother went to work, came home. Nabi literally had this is like Nabi's like first whole day with the house. Nabi wilded out. So it come with a pool. Nabi put the water in the pool. She put like little sand in the pool and shit. She was wilding. She was trying to make like
a
big slime in the pool. So
negative, sir.
Mom gets home. It's mad shit on the house, like other boxes and shit. Mom flips. And it's like, this ain't how you supposed to be playing with this. I'm like,
you can't tell her how to play with
her shit. She was like, no, she need to know how to play with a dollhouse the right way. I was like, you know what? I was just there for setup. My bad.
Yeah.
You got it.
They out of that, Phil. They out of that.
Yo, now you know what y'all both can say? I just bought a house. I'm broke.
Nah, we just put together a house.
Twice.
I'm broke. I just bought a house. I'm not
bought a house for the second time.
I ain't gonna ask how much that shit costs because I know it's bread.
Not as much as his. Not as much as his.
Oh, yours is wild bread?
Nah, I wouldn't say wild bread. I don't know how much. I think it was a little over 2.
Yep, like I said, not as much as his.
Your man Chips, all his kids, they ain't expecting gifts no more. He get them some gift cards.
Yo, Chips built Keisha on a bunk bed and said, yo, I'm never getting you nothing again. Keyshawn ain't get a gift since the bunk bed, son.
Shout out to me for building the bunk bed. That shit lasted a little while.
Wait. You deadass built a bunk bed?
Yeah, I built it.
Like from scratch?
From scratch.
Son, when he told me, yo, I'm going to Home Depot to get wood, I'm like, what you doing? He's like, nah, I'm getting like 4x4s and like real wood pallets and stuff so I could build a bed. I'm like, son, you're going to kill this little boy.
Built the bunk bed, baby.
I was like, son, he's not going to make it past his 8th birthday, son. I don't even remember what year it was.
Only thing I had to do was put together some train tracks and car tracks. So I don't got nothing to complain about. Not yet.
Good life. And you got a boy, so you ain't even have to sit there and accessorize the house and make sure all the furniture was placed right Like literally, I was putting stuff everywhere. I look up, my girl pulled the picture up online and was like, "Nah, the bed gotta go here. It gotta go."
That's exactly what I was doing, son.
Interior decorating. That's crazy.
Word. So I was like, you know what?
The
I feel
toilet
like
flushes, son.
HGTV. I did the demo. She do the setup.
The toilet actually make the flushing sound.
Yeah.
I got like 2 lamps in there.
So
When the
let
light
me
come on.
so let me tell you my Christmas. Well, my daughter's Christmas, son.
More turkey nights.
So, you know, we ask the kids what they want. You know, my kids are older, whatever. So we asked them what they want. You know, Keyshawn, like, you know, I want some sneakers, this sweater, and blah, blah, blah. So he give a list of things that, you know, you could fit in your Christmas budget. My daughter gives a list, but at the top of her list is tickets to Ariana Grande. So she got shows in the Barclays, and she got one up like in Albany, like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from me. Son, we looking at these tickets, son, for nosebleed. Nosebleed. It's like $175 a ticket, son.
Yes, sir.
For nosebleed. I'm like, this is what you want.
Scratch off. Number 2.
So I'm like, yo, Risa asked me, she like, you know, what you feel? I'm like, yo, I'm not spending that much money on a Christmas gift for her to be in the nosebleed. It don't make no sense. So of course I get to look like. But the crazy part is, I'm like, yo, don't you agree? She was like, yeah, but that's what she wants. So now, long story short, come May or June, whenever the concert is, I got to drive up to Buffalo, which is 4 hours and change away, spend a night in a hotel so she can go to the damn concert, son.
All right, I got a question before we move on. Who's she going with?
With Risa.
Oh, I was thinking it's gonna be like friends, and maybe people gonna have to put more bread in and all that.
Nah, Risa was like, so since you got to drive to Buffalo, you want to just drive and go to concert? I said, I ain't going no goddamn Ariana. I said, I will drive y'all up there, and I chill in the hotel, go hit a bar or something. You know what I mean?
Yo, he was afraid he was going to know too many of the songs.
Take the PlayStation with you, God.
That's what's up, man. Glad everybody had a good Christmas, good holiday, Kwanzaa, you know, Hanukkah, all that good stuff. Whatever you celebrate, Mizfitz out there, we appreciate you, and we definitely wish you guys the best. You know, it's not about the gifts, it's about the love.
Indeed.
You know, as we touched on it, I want to get on to a serious topic before we jump in. Last week I was at the store, you know. I definitely want to say I appreciate my compadres for holding it down. You know, outside of the store story, definitely, as you can see, I'm talking different. You know, my face is a little bit different, you know, speaking funny. You know, had a bit of a health scare. You know, as men, we look at it as being providers for our family. You know, that's our number one job. That's our goal in life, to bring our children up understanding that we have done everything in our powers to give them a better life than what we had. And I'm a victim of that. And sometimes we take that pride and we take that job, so to speak, you know, to a fault. And, you know, working 2 jobs, you know, I wasn't taking care of myself the way I should have been. And it's nobody's fault, you know, but my own. But sometimes you got to listen to the signs that your body's giving you. And this is one of those. I've recently been diagnosed with something called Bell's palsy. It is the temporary paralysis of 50% of, you know, the muscle functions in your face. And as you can see, the entire left side of my face is non-responsive right now. On top of that, also having high blood pressure just from everyday stress. You know, again, nothing that anybody else has done. And I think as men, we own the stripes that we put on our back. We own the war wounds that we have. And this is one that I got to own, you know, and it's a battle now to make sure I get my health back right, focused on, you know, taking care of myself. But this is a message to everybody out there. You know, if I can be, you know, that beacon, that public voice to everybody, I want to be that. And, you know, there's no shame in this. You know, I don't take it to any shame. I don't feel any type of way. You know, obviously it was an emotional hurdle to get over. But, you know, with the help of, you know, my fellow Misfits here, my friends, my family, you know, and the support of, you know, my loving girlfriend and my daughter, you know, I'm going to get through this. You know, it's not permanent. It's not, you know, luckily it's not something more severe, which at first I thought it was. But, you know, it's something that it comes with it. You know, we got to be ready. We got to go see the doctor on a regular basis. You got to get your regular checkups. You know, you got to eat right, health, chips, put that hookah down. Drink the beer. You know, pH, don't tie your do-rag too tight. It might, you know, circulation and stuff, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, just be mindful of, you know, your health. Be mindful of the signs that your body gives you. It comes in different forms. If your doodle too runny, you might want to go get that checked out. Don't just eat cheese and think it's going to help. You know, those side pains, those stomach pains.
What is wrong with you?
Just, he think he's talking to his daughter right now.
Be mindful of, you know, the signs that you see, because everything comes in different waves, and always remain positive. You know, some people have taken this, you know, this infection and gone different routes. Some people have been negative. Some people have contemplated suicide. That was one of the first questions the doctors asked me when I went in for a checkup was, you know, have you contemplated hurting yourself, or how are you doing mentally, you know? And I would never fathom anything like that. I got a family that I love and people that really look up to me and love me. So that would never be a thought. And, you know, I think people need to see this, you know, and I feel like, you know what, fuck it. I'm the right person for it. So let's get it out there, you know?
Salud, brother.
So as we move on, let's go ahead and jump right in. A lot of big losses this week in the NFL. A lot. When I say losses, I mean losses.
Mm-hmm. The people y'all put at the top of the menu. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't feel so bad, but I'm going to explain why I don't feel so bad, man. Go ahead.
So let's get right into it, man. What was your biggest takeaway going into week 16, Pop? Obviously, we all had our power rankings set up. We all felt good. We thought we was ready for the playoffs, man. What you feel about
playoffs?
Playoffs? Honestly, to keep it a buck, none of this really surprised me. I said last week when I did my power ranking, and it's not even a slight at the Chargers, because I think the Chargers are legit. But them beating the Chiefs wasn't a big deal to me, especially coming off of what they was dealing with. That was their first game playing without Hunt, going through that whole process, the locker room and all of that. So, you know, I didn't take too much stock in them beating them. And it was almost like they went for the two. Like, could you imagine being on the Chiefs defense, like, all right, we're going into overtime. And then you see them coming out for two. You like, they serious? Like, y'all can't be serious. Like, this wouldn't happen if something was real, y'all wouldn't do that.
Like, oh, you real disrespectful.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I focused on or paid attention to was I wanted to see if the Cowboys was going to fold. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what Dak was going to do, what Zeke was going to do. Because I don't know what it is about Nick Foles, but he get in the starting lineup and the Eagles looking like something else. So it was like, if they lose, y'all got to play the Giants. Y'all got to play the Giants for real week 17. And I don't care how much the Giants been losing. The Giants don't want y'all to get in. So
they want to be.
So do you want that to happen? But you know they showed up. Nick Foles, man, he just keep making plays. He gives his guys a chance to make plays. Not saying Wentz don't do that, but it just I don't know what it is. It's just something that's a little different there. I don't know if it's like they know that he's not as talented as Wentz, so the rest of the team feel like they got to step up more. So maybe they feel like they should do more than what they have to do with Wentz. But it's just weird over there.
Yo, he had a big game, son.
Yes, he did, man.
400 plus yards? Shit.
86 yard touchdown. Crazy. Lamar Jackson. Yo, I want them to get in because I just want to see what he's going to do. I want to see what he's going to do. It might shake some stuff up. Like, they haven't – nobody – it's not like people had the whole year to prepare against him. So now you got a team with one of, if not the best defense, and then you throw in this wild card, and it's like, shit, we only got 2-3 weeks of information, of tape to look. And it seems like he's becoming more and more confident with throwing the ball. And maybe, let me not say that. The coaches is getting more confident with allowing him to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be real interesting. And I'm still upset that nobody in the AFC East can give the Patriots a run for their money. Because I feel like this is the year.
Fam. I'm about to cut you off. Stop it with that, all right?
No, it ain't.
He said, I'm going to let you finish, but.
The Jets not the only team in the East, son.
I don't care, son. I don't want to hear no Patriots talk, B.
All I'm saying is this was the year for somebody to either win the East or, win the East and knock the Patriots out the playoff, or at least knock them down to a wild card, and then the Texans want to lose and give these guys
listen.
Yo, man, go ahead, PH.
The AFC East had 2 rookie quarterbacks started in Tannehill. Patriots win. That's it. That's all you guys. That's all you can say.
That's a good.
Chill. Dolphins started off hot.
No, I get you.
You thought they started off.
Ryan Tannehill.
You thought they started off.
Ryan, that was the lowest podcast too. That was the lowest podcast. He got lucky. He got lucky that week.
That's it. But yeah. Starting the season off, Chris was big on Baker Mayfield. Baker.
Oh, yeah, man.
Like, man, F Baker. I don't like him. He got a bad attitude. But you know what? I like his attitude. I like the way he
Come on and get on the bandwagon.
Nah, fam. Cut that out. Still not on the bandwagon. But I like the way he played, man. And he takes everything serious. F you ain't on this team, y'all can SMD. And if you don't like it, you can SMD again. Hugh Jackson, what you got to say? Nothing.
Yo, Madison, don't repeat that SMD, Madison.
She don't know what that means. But I like the way he played. He played with 100% attitude, chip on the shoulder, rock, boulder, whatever you want to call it. But he playing to show that he belongs. And he's belonging right now, man.
Yo, man, if they would have just won one of them ties, they could really be in the playoffs right now.
That's what I was going to say. Yo, if he would have started this season, the Browns could have easily been like 10-5.
Remember, I said coming out of college, he was the best quarterback.
No, actually, you was telling me Darnold was better.
No, I said he's the best quarterback.
You didn't tell me he was the most – no, you say he's the most NFL ready. Okay, I'll give you that. Still, Darnold, number 1. Let's go, please. I'm still upset with the whole Pro Bowl and Tom Brady getting the nod over Andrew Luck because I still don't see how he got that quarterback spot over him, which is crazy to me. Crazy. And shouts to the Raiders actually playing and beating the Broncos this week, even though that was a divisional I hate you, you hate me type game. They actually played. They didn't lay down, and I didn't actually watch the game because it was the Raiders.
Word, I ain't watching at all.
Just seeing that they actually won the game was amazing, man. But I mean, Pop, you done touched everything pretty much this weekend. What you got, Chips?
So let's start off with my Chargers, man.
Oh yeah, hold on, one more thing. Shout out to Aaron Donald with another 3 sacks, giving him 19.5 for the year. MVP.
Defensive player of the year, at least.
Oh, no, that's definitely locked up.
So, start off with the Chargers. I don't want to say – it definitely wasn't a big loss. It was a loss by them, you know, after I've been bigging them up for a few weeks now. But I don't feel so bad because it was to a team, like Pop mentioned, can be very dangerous if they get in there. Earlier in the podcast, maybe it was mid-NFL season or a little before mid, I was kind of high on the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Definitely always thought their defense was crazy, one of the best in the league. So like Pop said, like that can be a scary team if they're able to get in. So that kind of took the sting off the Chargers losing to them. And I don't mind the Chargers taking the L right there because I feel like when you get on a roll like them boys, it's kind of sometimes, especially in the NFL, it's good to take a loss to refocus. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to the playoffs, everything that happened in the season is a wash. Like you in the playoffs. Everybody's in the playoffs. Everybody has decent to great records. And you got to play a whole nother season. So hopefully with this loss, they get refocused and, figure out some things that they need to change up when they face these tougher defenses. So that was one big game for me. The other big game was, big win by the Eagles. Big win by the Eagles. Like they needed it to stay in the hunt. And to touch on what Pop said about the Nick Foles situation, it's funny because I was kind of on the fence of whether or not Wentz should get that job back, but I understood why he got the job back. People didn't believe in Nick Foles like that, but I'm like, the quarterback, he won y'all the Super Bowl. He came in and played good. If anything, I felt like it should have been an open tryout on who was going to start. I don't think Wentz should have got the automatic, he's going to be our starter. He got injured. And I know it's kind of messed up to say, well, he shouldn't lose his spot to an injury. But this is the NFL game, and it's something different about the Eagles, like Pop was touching on. When Foles is in that game, it's just like, I don't know if it's his swag, if it's his personality. He just controls the offense and the team in a different way. And I think it benefits the Eagles when he's in the game. I've heard rumblings, listen to different people report on the NFL that the team is actually a little more comfortable with Foles playing. Like they respond to him. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason would be. But it's evident in watching when he takes over versus when Wentz is in the game. So I don't know. They got a real situation. Like it's kind of like I don't know if Wentz is going to be back with the Eagles. If they want to move on from him, or if he's going to come back. If it's going to be easy for them to be like, yo, he's our starting quarterback. He got injured again. And then you got to look at the injuries. Like if he's getting injured every year, Nick Foles is stepping in and doing a good job. Why not let him rock out and move on from Wentz? I don't know. I don't think Wentz is that much of a better quarterback than Foles from what I'm seeing.
If he was 2 years younger, I think it could be a competition. But I think he's just too old for them to take it seriously to replace Wentz with him.
How old is Foles? I don't know how old he is.
I'll keep talking. I'll tell you.
Got to be in his 30s.
If he's 35, 34, 35, I can understand that. That I can understand. But the other big game why you look up that is
he's 29. He's actually not that old.
Yeah, so he good. He's still good. He's still, like I don't know. I just think that's going to be a very tense situation once Wentz gets healthy. Was his injury year ended? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's 2 years in a row, it's something that they got.
He could have played. They just didn't want to risk it. They felt like it was too much at risk. If they would have been like guaranteed playoffs, they would have let him pay through it.
So, I don't know. We'll see with that. My last point on the NFL was the Saints-Steelers game. Big ramification from that game. The Saints having a lock-up home field advantage to their benefit. To make sure they able to play in the dome. They went out and did that. Steelers, big loss for them. They really need that to lock up their playoff berth. And so now you have the tell of two tapes. One team, being the Saints, doing what they had to do to lock up home field advantage, and that's big on them. I think they have a much better chance of reaching the Super Bowl now. That the road to the Super Bowl goes through the Superdome. And the Steelers, it was funny because I've been a proponent that, your boy don't want to play. He don't want to play for them. Let him stay home or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when I said that, they was rolling. They was doing good. Connor was doing good. I mean, Connor got injured. But now the questions come in. Could they have used what's his name? I'm having a brain fart. What's his name?
Le'Veon
Bell. Could they have used? Would they be in this situation right now? Never know. But obviously the question is going to come up. Did they address the situation right? I personally don't feel like they did anything wrong. They had a solid team. They got hit with an injury bug, and looks like they paid the price. But I think the question has to be raised up about Ben Roethlisberger. Is he doing what he needs to be doing, or is he coming to an end as a dominant NFL quarterback?
So he was ready to retire.
So, so I don't know. I don't know if, maybe I got opinion on that. You got opinion on Roethlisberger? Is he done as a quarterback?
I wouldn't say done. I definitely feel like he's in the top half of the league as far as accuracy, yardage, touchdowns, and stuff like that. It's literally just injury. That would lead into my take on this past week. I feel like a lot of teams are hitting their stride at the right moments. A lot of our teams that we've had in the top 5 as far as power rankings go have been doing it throughout the course of the year. But teams like the Ravens, the Seahawks, have all started to hit their groove at the right times now, and they're peaking where it's going to be real. Even the Cowboys, too. Like, as much as I hate the Cowboys, they've definitely started to peak where they can be a threat when it comes to playoffs time. The Ravens
we know they're not doing nothing. We know they're not doing nothing once it comes time to playoff.
Yeah. Wild card, they're going to be gone. But, hey, they did a good job to get into it. The Ravens remind me of that Broncos team with Tim Tebow at the quarterback position. A lot of teams didn't respect the ability of him being able to throw as a quarterback, but they still couldn't stop the run game. At that time, that Broncos team had like the best run attack of the season. Right now, this Ravens team is the best running game. And even outside of Lamar, what's his name? Gus Edwards? Where the hell did he come from?
I don't know.
Like, he has been tripping to where, like, Alex Collins who? You know what I mean?
That's word, because I thought Collins was going to get busy, man. I picked him a couple times in FanDuel, and he was stinking it up.
What did you say about?
I can't respect nobody named Gus. I'm gonna got off against me too. Like, Gus playing? We got that.
But you know what I mean? Like, their defense has always been there. That's a staple for the Ravens. but their run game and being able to dominate in the run game, like, we're going to see if they can keep that up in the playoffs. You know what I mean? That's going to remain to be seen because you're going to have to be able to be a dual threat. And we all know Lamar Jackson can pass the ball. Yes. Can he be accurate? Can he have those touch passes? He has a strong arm, but can he put on those touch passes that are needed and that accuracy that's going to be needed when you get into the playoff time? Because right now, playoffs is about controlling the clock, being able to make plays, and defense, which they have. They have the controlling the clock down part, down pat, and the defense. It's just about when it's time, when you got 9 players in the block, one-on-one coverage, and that one safety over top, can you make a play? Can you throw somebody open when you need to? I don't think they got the wide receivers for that.
Throw that quick slant like Tebow did.
I think they have very good wide receivers, actually.
I feel like Crabtree is always looking for the penalty instead of trying to make the play. He's always looking for the excuse.
You had your chain snatched twice in a game. You might look for some help too, man. You might be traumatized, man.
He always looking for the penalty. I feel like Lamar Jackson hasn't made a connection with John Brown to where he's as much of a threat as when Flacco's in the game. Because John Brown was great when Flacco was in the game. Those couple of games where he had big games. They just haven't made that connection yet. Willie Snead, I've never believed in. They got 2 great tight ends, but, it's only going to get you with so much. As far as Chargers go, the one thing with the Chargers is you got to see which Melvin Gordon you're going to get. Is he going to be able to step up and play the way he should?
They ain't the only person.
But I think that's the biggest part. Because if you don't got a running back there, everybody, they don't got to stack the box. They don't got to worry about you. They're going to play back, and they're going to make Phillip Rivers throw in the windows that might be a little bit too tight for his old age right now. He ain't got the arm like he used to. He got that slingshot throwing motion. I don't know. Andrew Luck, I agree. Definitely has been disrespected this year. Definitely. He has shown a lot coming off that shoulder injury. And I hope they're good at locking for the playoffs. I feel like they're going to surprise a few people. What was the other one? Chiefs. Yeah, I'm not. I feel like everybody's starting to catch on to what the Chiefs and the Rams doing with this Ty Gurley injury. That's going to remain to be seen if it's a lingering injury or not with that left knee, that soreness in the left knee. Hopefully it's just give him some rest type shit and let him chill. But, yeah, it's going to be tough.
They defense just can't stop nobody, man.
I don't know. I think it's just getting everybody back healthy completely. That's really all it is. Going into the playoffs with healthy players and being able to just maintain and rock out. But yeah, going off of that, obviously we're talking about getting ready for the playoffs and, what's next. We in week 17. But Pop, before we get into that, what else you got?
Everybody killed Eli, and rightfully so, because he does things that he deserved to get killed. But
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna let you take it where you're going before I
need to look at the other quarterbacks in that draft as well, because Roethlisberger and Rivers, isn't Roethlisberger career-wise he's probably been more successful, more playoff appearances, more wins. But if we was not in New York, right? If you took us out of New York and we wasn't fans of the NFC East and we paid attention to the mistakes that Roethlisberger and Reed, they do some dumb shit too. They do a lot of dumb shit, and they've been doing a lot of dumb shit over the years. I feel like Eli get killed more because he's in New York, but Rivers and Roethlisberger, they do a lot of your man Ben Roethlisberger will hold on to the ball as long as possible and do some dumb shit. Rivers will throw the shit up doing some dumb shit. It ain't just Eli. That's all I had to say. I'm not here to debate nothing. I wasn't bringing up the Giants.
He said, I don't want no opinions about it or nothing.
No, y'all can have your opinions, but I'm just saying them three quarterbacks, we need to take a look at all of them and see, because a lot of people, when they talk about Eli, they just say, oh, the Super Bowls and that's it. And I understand why they say it, but what has Rivers done?
I mean, that's been the one thing that Phillip Rivers has been killed about, though, not being able to do it in the playoffs. I think everybody has been consistent with that with Phillip Rivers of not being able to show up. I think he's had one playoff win in his career.
Something like that.
Yeah, like so. Oh, he's been killed. Don't worry. I think with the scrutiny of Eli, it's really based on the expectation, one, of being in the market of New York.
And being a man.
And being
a man, but also winning those 2 Super Bowls. As much as shit as people talk about it being luck, or those lucky passes and all of that, he made some good passes leading up to those lucky passes too. Like that Mario Manningham pass down the sideline, I can't take nothing away from that. You know what I mean? Like that was a big play. So I think with much is expected, obviously much is given. And with that, you got to take the other side of that too.
That's going to be an interesting draft class to look back on in a few years. Once they all done, when they all out of the league, that was an interesting draft class.
With that, you definitely reminded me of one thing. With that Eagles talk too, keep in mind it looks a lot different on their offense when Foles is in the game, because Foles sticks to the plays that Doug Peterson calls. A lot of times, Wentz is making more athletic plays, using his youth and his young athleticism to get out of plays and make bigger plays. Nick Foles is sticking to the play that's called. All right, this is what coach called. This is what I'm doing. If you look at the amount of times that they run the ball when Wentz is in the game compared to when Foles is in the game, there's a big disparity too. So I think their offense is a little bit more balanced. That's why Nick Foles is able to go off as much as he is in that short window of what he's doing and being able to be in there. I don't think it's more of Wentz being better than Foles or vice versa. I think it's more of Foles sticking to the game plan on some. Foles is like the Tom Brady of the two, where he knows the game plan, he's sticking to the offense, and Carson Wentz is more like Aaron Rodgers, where like, all right, I'm going to make some moves and I'm going to hold on to the ball and I'm going to make big plays. I think that's the difference between the two of them. But that's just me. But going into that, playoff rankings. Let's go through the playoffs now. We got AFC and NFC. Right now, as far as playoffs go, currently the AFC is as follows with their rankings. Chiefs are still in number 1 with 11-4 record, playoff spot locked up. Patriots are at the 2 seed with 10-5 record, along with Houston Texans at 10-5. Baltimore Ravens are currently on the bubble with 9-6. Chargers have locked up their playoff spot with 11-4 record. And on the bubble as well as the Colts and the Titans. We're going to start with the AFC and we're going to work our way to the NFC, fellas. Chips, who you got? Oh, obviously, we'll just say, even with the bubble teams, because it's 3 that are pretty much on the line. What are you seeing on the AFC side?
So, if the playoffs start today, if I'm looking at it correctly, Los Angeles, the Rams, we playing the Colts. I think that's going to be a very good game.
Hold on. You said the Rams is going to be playing who?
I mean, sorry, not the Rams, the Chargers. Chargers and Colts in the wild card.
Wouldn't be that either.
It would be the Texans playing
the Colts.
The Colts and the Ravens playing the Chargers.
Yeah.
In the wild card for AFC, say that again?
Yeah, for the AFC wild card, it would be the 3 seed playing the 6 and the 4 playing the 5.
The Colts, Texans, and the Chargers, Ravens.
Okay. I'm looking at a different playoff picture right now then. So let me just tackle it from, obviously there's still a lot of things to be worked out.
Yeah.
As far as playoff pictures. So, so let me just look at it like this. I'm going to go with my scary teams, and then we'll take it from there. I don't know if the coach is really scary to me. I don't think they have enough. They've had a good year. They've done more than expected, but I think they're going to flatten out once the playoffs start. My scary team, as I said, in the AFC would be the Baltimore Ravens. I really think with the way they run the ball now, like we spoke about earlier, that they can now be a threat to control the game against any team. Kansas City, I don't see them being in a lock for the Super Bowl, and the simple reason is the same thing we've been talking about all season. Their defense is just not dependable. Teams have seen Mahomes a lot more, and now they know how to prepare for him. And like I said, once you start the playoffs, it's a whole new season. Teams revamp. They recalculate and they attack you different ways. They try to figure you out. They have a whole season worth of tape. So I don't know if the Chiefs are a lock to make the Super Bowl as it was looking early on in the season. Let me just say, the Patriots are not making the Super Bowl. I don't know what's going on with them. Gronk doesn't seem like he's the same player. He's not a threat like that, like he used to be. So that's my picture in the AFC.
PH, what you got?
I disagree with the Colts. The Colts have been playing better football than expected, like you said, but I think it can sustain. One, because of that offensive line being built up and holding or keeping Andrew Luck from getting hit as much as he's been getting hit. I think he's would be able to make a lot of plays. And the defense, they don't get a lot of sacks, but they do make a lot of pressure. They force pressure. They make the quarterbacks, a little bit unnerving. I just think the Colts will be a lot bigger than what you make it. Well, what you were saying, like they would just flatten out. If they played the Texans, I think that would be a really, really good game.
That's a winnable game. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, to make it to the Super Bowl, that's yet to be seen. But, as far as that first game, they can win that game. And that Chargers-Ravens game, I don't know. I think that's a toss-up to me. Because the Chargers, I don't know. I guess it's just a counter on who Melvin Gordon going to be that day. Is he going to be healthy? I could get to these holes and get some yards, Melvin, or he going to be the hurt, can't really do anything, Melvin Gordon. And if it's a healthy Melvin Gordon, I think they can win and beat the Ravens. But unhealthy, not so much. And going to the Super Bowl, I still think the Chiefs is, I don't want to say a lock, but the favorites to go. I don't care what kind of preparing you do for Patrick Mahomes, he's still going to be able to make them plays and make them throws that it's going to make you say, wow, I can't believe he did that. He's a special quarterback. And I don't know how Andy Reid seen it or what he's seen in him to see that he was going to be what he is right now, but God bless that man, because I'm glad he did it. What you got, Pop?
So I want to say, please, I hope the Colts do not find a way of letting the Titans get in this playoffs, because I do not want to see the Titans in the playoffs.
Boring ass Titans.
They are the Spurs times 100, as in being boring to watch. And to me, the Spurs wasn't even that boring. But
I was getting ready to say the old Spurs wasn't bad.
Yo, the Titans are terrible. Oh, please don't get in. I think So Chip said something that made me think about something when he was saying how the league got tape on most of these guys. And then I'm looking at the teams outside of Tom Brady and Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, and whether the Colts or the Titans, everybody else never been in the playoffs before. It's gonna be the first time for Mahomes, first time for Watson, first time for Lamar Jackson. It's gonna be interesting. I didn't even think about that. But if it stays the way it is, I don't see the Colts going into Houston and winning. Demaryius Thomas going down was big. They don't have no Fuller. Now they don't have Thomas. That could come back to really hurt them. I still think the Texans pull that out. And I don't know if I believe the Chargers will go into Baltimore and win that. I don't know. I hope the Jets could beat the Patriots. The Texans win. I don't want the Patriots to get a bye. I don't want Gronk to get healthier. I don't want nobody to get healthier. I want them to have to play every round. Go on the road twice. That's what I want to see. Hopefully.
I don't want to say what I want to see because that'd be a little bit too much hate.
But I think KC could pull it out. They defense and Andy Reid. I'm still not a full believer in Andy Reid calling the right plays, making the right decisions at the right time. We've seen this before.
Yeah, PH, you all right?
I can't yawn, fam.
We've seen him get this far before with different quarterbacks, and it's just something. And I don't know, man. I just hope they could pull through this time. But I'm gonna still go with KC coming out.
I think he only had one time where he was supposed to have one, and that was
it ain't even about supposed to, son. It's just how many times you got a team that's rolling, and then you get to the playoffs and you stall. But Jets, do your thing. Colts, do your thing, and we'll have a great playoff.
So I agree. I think it's a toss-up in the AFC no matter what. Obviously, Patriots go into it with the most experience, so you can't take nothing away from them. But I think we all agree old age and injury is definitely taking a toll on the Patriots this season, and they've been very, very vulnerable, to say the least, against, prominent offenses. And then their defense just hasn't been what it should have been. So I definitely don't see the Patriots coming out. I think the Chargers take the Ravens. That first game was definitely huge. The Ravens definitely showed the ability to control the ball. The Chargers showed the ability to still score, though, on that defense. There was a lot of small penalties that were called against the Chargers, I feel like, in that game. And it was still a one-possession game when it ended. So I think the Chargers make some adjustments, play smarter, throw some big bodies in the middle instead of trying to be small and fast to get to the quarterback, and actually stop the run this time around. So it's always harder to beat somebody for a second time, especially when you've played them in less than a month. When it comes to playoffs, I think this is going to be shown with that. I think the Colts are going to beat the Texans at that big injury. And I think the Chargers take it out of the AFC. I think they're the most complete team on paper and by statistics. And I think this is Phillip Rivers' time to show that he can get them to the next, over that hump.
You know what? I would like to see Phillip Rivers in a Super Bowl. I would like to see that.
But yeah, I don't think KC's defense is, and in the playoffs, we all know it's very hard to just outscore everybody without playing some defense and actually stopping stopping a team from scoring. It's not going to be a shootout when it comes to playoff time. Like, it's just, that's not how the playoffs go, unfortunately. So I see the Chargers and the Colts making a deep run, but I see the Chargers going all the way out of the AFC. All right, and we're going to convert over to the NFC. While it's on me, I'll just keep it rolling. My favorites out of the NFC are the Bears. The Bears and the Seahawks. I feel like the Seahawks have definitely hit their groove with knowing who their defense is and relying on, again, a team relying on that run game. The only difference between the Seahawks and the Ravens, though, Russ is a proven passer. And when he's going, he's going. He's accurate. He's deadly accurate. You know, when you talk about accuracy of quarterbacks, he's up there at the likes of Drew Brees as far as accuracy goes. I don't think anybody can debate that. But he has the ability of a Lamar Jackson to be able to scramble and be a dual threat. So I think the Bears and the Seahawks are going to come out of, or it's going to come down to those two teams coming out of the NFC. But I think ultimately, if Mitchell Trubisky can stay healthy and consistent and they keep that two-headed monster out of that backfield, I think the Bears are going to come out of the NFC. What you got, PH?
I feel you on the Bears and the Seahawks. I think the Bears is the scariest team in the NFC because of how complete they are. And the fact that their defense is just so in sync. Like, they can shut down anybody. And Russell Wilson, I don't know. I think he turned on like Willie Beeman said, he got his invisible juice. Because he just started. He been balling out, man. And the Cowboys, they're in trouble when they play the Seahawks. They gonna lose that game. And for some reason, I just don't want to count the Saints out yet. They're gonna be home. They're gonna have they fans. Drew Brees. I don't know. I just can't go. I don't want to 100% go against them right now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
If it ends up, yeah, I can see it being between the Saints and the Bears going to the Super Bowl. And if I had to pick right now, I would take the Bears, unfortunately, because I would like to see Drew Brees win again. But, yeah, I think the the Bears is definitely going to be able to pull it out in the NFC.
What you got, Chips?
So I agree. The Bears, I agree with the Bears. They are the scariest. I kind of don't want to make them the scariest team because I think they're really one of the top teams in the NFC. So I don't know if they can be considered scary if they're one of the top teams. It's definitely between them and the Saints.
The only reason why I say I gave them the scary title because of how complete of a team they are and how the offense is good and the defense is good. That's what I meant by scary.
Okay. So I definitely think it's between them and the Saints. And like I don't know who to pick in that game. If New Orleans is home,
well, they will be home. I
mean, well, that's what I'm saying. If they're home, I gotta kind of lean towards them. Do I think? But the downside, or not the downside, the other side to that is I've seen the Saints lose playoff games. So now I got to ask myself: are the Bears a team that can come into the Superdome and win? I do believe that the Bears are, like you said, complete enough to be able to do that. So I'm really 50-50 on that game. If that game goes down on who to pick, I can't even. I kind of want to give the Bears the edge, but then again, I can't give them the edge. I'm really 50-50 on that. I'm gonna say my scary team is Seattle. Like I said, they've hit their stride. Russell Wilson, experience in the playoff. Um, they always seem to have a recipe to how to perform well during the playoffs, outside of not running the ball in that one game. But they seem to know what they're doing once it comes to playoff time. So I think that's my scary team. What I don't want to see, and I'm mad that the Vikings still have a shot, because as bad as they've been, I don't understand. Like, the NFC is just such a mess that you can have teams like the Vikings having a shot to get into the playoffs. I'm very disappointed in that. So I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, so my two teams to come out of the NFC is the Bears, Saints, scary team being the Seahawks. What you got, Pop?
I hope the Eagles not get into the playoff. I don't need two NFC East teams in there. The Cowboys is enough. I don't need two of them in there. I don't need somebody get on the hot streak and go back to the Super Bowl. I don't need to see it. Don't need to see it. Let the Vikings stay in there. Another thing, I don't think is a sure thing about the Rams winning this week. We saw how well the 49ers played the Bears last week. They have no reason to give up other than the Chris ones.
They got a reason to give up.
They have their quarterback of the future, whether they're the 5th pick or the 6th pick is not going to be a huge difference. They're going to come out and play, and the Rams better show up, because if they don't and they lose and the Bears get that home field, it is over for the Rams. Over for the Rams.
That's definitely big. You're right.
But I have the Saints coming out. I just think that they can win different ways. I want to believe it's weird because I picked him as my breakout player, but I just don't believe in Trubisky enough to think that they're gonna win the NFC. I need to see it. When they say we're gonna take the run game away and we're gonna focus on Cohen, now go throw to one of them wide receivers, I need to see him do it. Because the defense going to keep you in the game. Ain't nobody dropping 24, 28, 30 on them. So they going to go out there and they going to make Trubisky beat them. And I just got to see it happen.
Is it safe to say the Bears took a page out of the Saints' book offensive-wise? Going with the dual running backs, big body and pass catches out the backfield, and going for the big main wide receiver who, unfortunately, Allen Robinson hasn't panned out yet, but I feel like we all know he can be that threat with the way he was playing on the Jags with Blake Bortles throwing on the ball.
I see that's the thing though. I just don't think Trubisky throws it up there enough. He don't fling it around enough. But maybe, I mean, that was the end thing. The last 4 or 5 years to have 2 running backs. Giants had 3 running backs, and
I mean, because they pretty much took the Saints' whole diagram. They went with the dual running backs, the accurate quarterback, who can make the passes. You have the pass catching tight end in Burton out of who they got from the Eagles from last year. So they went and got him, and then they went on defensive side. Last year, the Saints had the lockup cornerbacks, the good safeties, who were ball hawks and were hitters, and they had that pass rush because the Saints had a real good pass rush.
Yeah.
They thought that they were doing good with getting Davenport. That's why they traded up in the draft to get Davenport. He hasn't panned out yet, and now their defense is definitely a lot worse than what it was last year, but Chicago has definitely taken that. They got some shutdown corners on those outsides with Fuller and Callahan and Quinton Nakamura, who I don't think anybody saw him having this year going into it. Personally, I know I did. And then
I've always been a fan, so I always give him the benefit of the doubt. He always been one of my favorite Giants.
And I think their defense was going to be stout this year anyway, even before getting Khalil Mack.
Oh yeah,
getting Khalil Mack made it like, yo, this defense is legit.
Yeah.
So I think they took that diagram that the Saints laid out last year and sort of went with it. Because I think we all know, outside of that one play from Minnesota, if the Saints would have moved on, it might have been a different Super Bowl champion. I think we would all agree on that. Obviously, momentum plays a part, but on the books, you know.
And like everybody else, I think the Seahawks is the most scary team.
Chris Carson.
I always root for them. I always root for Russell Wilson.
Don't disrespect me. I don't, but they're a good story. They're a good story.
But
that's like saying you always root for the Cowboys.
No, I don't. I never do. You hear that, Mr. Green? Never do.
NBA. Let's just jump. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, NBA. Recap so far. Christmas Day. You know, it's like NBA Christmas Day is like NFL on Thanksgiving. Sometimes you just get tired of seeing the reruns. And the NBA is infamous for it. LeBron James. No matter what team he's on, he's playing Christmas. Golden State Warriors are playing Christmas. Is enough enough? Is this time for enough is enough right now? Like, what do you guys think with this Christmas Day lineups, man? Chips.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. Not to cut you off. PH.
Go ahead. I'll allow it this time. I'll allow it.
I appreciate you, sir.
I'm with the enough is enough, man. But the NBA is going to go with the breadwinners, people that's going to make the most money, and LeBron being on TV is going to be there. The Warriors having all them stars on that team, they're going to be there. You know, the Knicks, whether they're winners or losers, being at the Garden, being home, that's going to bring people out for Christmas. I mean, they're going to continue on with just the winners and the expected breadwinners. Now, they did bring Toronto into it this year, you know, banking on Kawhi being a star that he is and bringing him up to being a winner. The Bucks, they put them on TV this year. What was the other game?
But they put them on at like noon. Everybody was still opening gifts at that time.
But still, I mean, you know, they got,
everybody can't play at the same time. You know, it's one game at a time, so everybody watching that one game.
So I can't remember what was the last game. Was the last game that
Portland?
The Portland, Utah, right?
30. Yeah.
They could have threw that game in the garbage. I don't know what was with that one. Portland, I mean, I guess that they was figuring Donovan Mitchell would be having a crazier season, which he's
Donovan Mitchell, Dame, and Portland. Yeah, so you know.
Well, I mean, Portland is Portland. I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna show up every once in a while, 2-3 weeks, and then be a bum, and then you know.
Utah need to get my man Grayson in the game. Get him some tech.
Who?
I mean, they won.
You said Grayson? Allen?
Yeah.
Sit your ass on the bench and shut up.
Did he go to the G League, though? Did he go to the G League at one point?
Probably. I ain't even been keeping up with Utah's roster, so I don't even know. I ain't even going front.
Yeah, I mean,
how you feel, Pop? Am I bugging?
I think you bugging. For one, this is a day where everybody's home, the casuals to the hardcore fans. You got to put people on there that the casuals could just look up and know. My mom's was like, "Oh, what time the Laker game come on? What time the Laker and the Warrior game come on?" But you look at the lineup. It was the Bucks, Knicks, the Thunder, Rockets, 76ers, Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, Trailblazers, Utah. What more you want to see? Like, those are good on paper. Those are good matchups. And what? The Bucks and Knicks, You was like, all right, the Bucks gonna win that. Throw that on early while we opening the gifts. Thunder Rockets, good matchup on paper. Celtics 76ers.
Not just on paper.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, before you watched it, you just looking at the schedule. Celtics and 76ers, good matchup. Lakers Warriors, good matchup. Trailblazers and Jazz, good matchup. Like, I'm not mad at that at all. At all. What you got, Chips?
I'm with Pop. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't want to see the Clippers versus anybody or Miami versus anybody. It was funny that you said I think you said your mom's was like when that Lakers game on. I was in the in-laws' house, and I think it was either the wife or her aunt. I have said, yo, I gotta catch. I looked at the time and said, oh, let me see what time the Lakers game come on. I want to watch this game. And they said, oh yeah, everybody gonna be watching that game. You know what I mean? I'm like, what you mean? You don't know nothing about bad. You don't watch the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But just those, like, I'm all for good business and what makes sense business wise. And the NBA is winning. They know what they got to do to bring out, like Pop said, those casual viewers and make sure that they have the most viewers that they could possibly get. And those teams that they laid out, the Knicks sucking, yes, we know, but it's still MSG, it's still a story franchise, still one of the biggest fan base throughout the NBA. And take it to the flip side, the Portland and Utah game, they on the West Coast. You need a late game. Need a 10:30 game. So why not have those boys play at that time? I'm not mad at it at all.
Should have put Dallas on instead of one of them too.
You could have put Dallas. You could have put Denver. But
I don't think it's like I said. It's a premier day, and I want to see. Huh?
Oh.
You said who?
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, my internet acting a little funny right now. My bad. Yeah, Dallas could have been on there. I wouldn't have been mad at that. But again, is Dallas right now going to pull more viewers than Utah or Portland?
I think it's about even.
Yeah,
I would say it's even. I would say it's even.
Yeah,
but
I think you know what? I think Luka would bring a lot more people out.
Hold on, but you didn't know that when the schedule comes out.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
You can change it. Why not?
Nah, this ain't the NFL. This ain't no flex schedule, B.
Why not? Look, y'all got to stay home. We putting Dallas on right now. We rescheduling y'all game. It was cool. But,
surprise! You get the day off.
Exactly.
Now they might be hype about that. Like, yo, you know what? Yo, take the day off, man.
He said, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, motherfucker."
Exactly. Y'all get to stay home because we want Dallas to play. Y'all want to play Dallas?
So I'm not mad at it. You want to give your? I know you seem like it's enough is enough.
Well, he started it off.
Did he start it off? I don't think he gave his reason.
I don't think he gave his opinion.
He gave his reasoning.
Chris, you got us on mute?
Nah, my joint just started going crazy just now.
Yeah,
but nah, go ahead, Chips. I gave my point of view in the beginning. Go ahead.
Shit went crazy.
Yeah. So speaking of the NBA,
come on, man. Let me give a shout out to the boys, man. Know what I mean?
What you shouting out this week?
What?
What you shouting out this week?
You don't see the hat?
I see the hat, but why you shouting them out though?
Because in the last 10, we 9-1. We the hottest team in the NBA right now, man. You heard?
Just keep winning, bro. Just keep winning.
We ain't beating just bums neither. Let's get it. These games we was losing last year, we winning them this year, baby. Let's go. Go ahead, Chips.
Yeah, so speaking on the NBA, I want to bring up something one of our fellow Misfits brought up. Shout out Nightmare.
Nightmare.
He proposed a question and wanted to hear people's thoughts on Luka Doncic or Doncic. How you say his name?
Donovich. Jesus Christ.
Now I see why you didn't want him on Christmas. You don't know how to say his name.
Doncic.
Luka, Rookie of the Year. Just call him that.
So the question is, and I'm gonna state the question, and then I'm gonna give my point of view, and then pass it off. The question is, being that Ben Simmons took a lot of criticism last year on whether he should be considered in Rookie of the Year category because he technically was in the NBA a year prior to that, but didn't play any games, and he eventually went on to win the Rookie of the Year. Should or will anybody be giving Luka any kind of flack or debate on whether he should be considered Rookie of the Year due to the fact that he played as a pro overseas in arguably the second best league in the world in Europe? Should he get any flack for being as polished as he is? And should he be also considered for Rookie of the Year in the NBA?
Y'all want to go second?
So my point or my view is Luka is a rookie in the NBA. Bottom line, simple. He's never played in the NBA before. He didn't come in and sit down a year. He didn't get no practice with an NBA team. He didn't get to travel from arena to arena to witness in person the atmosphere. He didn't get to learn playbooks in the NBA or how defense is played in the NBA. Those two leagues, yes, Europe is a competitive league that he was in, but it's not the NBA. The NBA is the NBA. No league comes close to it. We was having a conversation on Christmas. I went by their family crib on the block, and our boy Q Hef said, Luka is an exception. It's a lot of people coming into the NBA from overseas, and they don't cut it. Darko Milicic, Frank Ntilikina, Frank Nitty, he ain't doing what he was supposed to be doing. So it's a lot of people that come from overseas that don't gel, and by far, it's a lot more that don't cut it than that cut it. It's very rare that you get a Luka or you get a Dirk, and that flashback to last week when I was talking about how lucky Dallas is to be able to strike gold twice like that.
Okay,
and KP is another exception. So my view is no, he shouldn't get any flack. I don't care if he was a pro overseas since he was 14. I don't think that has anything to do with him bringing that talent from Europe over and playing against these boys, because he just as easily could have came and not known what the hell he was doing, not fit in, his speed of game might not have worked out or whatever, but he is showing that he is just that talented to stand out the way he's standing out. Yes, he is very polished. He is very polished, don't get me wrong, but he still has to come over here and show and prove, and he's done that as a true rookie in the NBA, a true rookie. Ben Simmons wasn't technically a true rookie. I think that's why he was getting the flack. What you got, Pop?
Let's keep it a buck. Ben Simmons wasn't getting flack. Let's keep it a buck. The only reason why it was even discussion was because Donovan Mitchell was campaigning for himself to get it, and he was saying things like, "I'm a real rookie." It wasn't like the league was up in arms because this been happening. They gave Joel Embiid would have got Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt. And he sat out 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is not new. Dudes been sitting out their first year and then be either get Rookie of the Year or be in the running for Rookie of the Year. He wasn't getting flack. The thing is you can't compare the two because your first year in the NBA is your rookie year. I don't care what you've done before. Brandon Jennings played overseas. The dude from OKC that jumped out the building. A lot of people play overseas. The point is, you was in the NBA. All right, you was hurt. Fine, cool. You still was in the NBA. You was working with NBA trainers. You was working out. When Joel Embiid was drafted, he didn't have the body he has now. When he stepped on the court day one, that wasn't his college body. No, that was him working out with NBA trainers, getting him his strength up. That is a clear advantage over somebody who is stepping in day one from college or overseas. You're not getting that type of training. You're not getting that type of development overseas or in college. And that's not to talk bad about overseas, because they fundamentally sound better than most, probably 90% of the American-born players. It's just, if you've been in the NBA, you've been in the NBA. I don't care if you didn't play. You was there. You're not a rookie no more. Your contract don't start when you step on the court. You was getting paid from that whole season you sat out. You was getting paid. So no, that season counts. But I don't think he was getting flagged. I wasn't turning on TNT or ESPN and they was like, "Oh, he shouldn't get it." They was saying he shouldn't get it because of Donovan Mitchell, but they wasn't saying it like, "Oh, because he sat out year one, he shouldn't get it."
But I think that was the argument, though. The flack was, how does that compare? How is that fair to Donovan Mitchell, who is truly a rookie?
Only because Donovan Mitchell made that a talk. That nobody was saying that until Donovan Mitchell was campaigning that. He's putting that on his bus. The Adidas bus, driving in games, and they would interview him. He would bring that up. These guys wasn't just saying that on their own.
I mean, but it's a good point, though.
No, it is a good point. It is.
So I agree. I don't think Luka is going to get any flack because it's NBA Rookie of the Year. If you're in the NBA, this ain't college. You don't get a red shirt freshman year to redo it all over again. That shit don't work. This ain't your red shirt year. Oh, I was hurt, so I couldn't play, so I got to sit out that year. I'm still classified as a rookie. Nah, I don't agree with that. Like everybody else said, you've had time to train with professionals. You've had time to practice with professionals. Your contract started from the day you signed that paperwork. Whether you got hurt or not, you still a professional. So ain't no, oh, well, I never played, so I'm still a rookie. Nah, fuck that, personally. What you got, PH? What you think?
He's not going to get any flack just because, like you said, that's Europe and the United States. College and the NBA. I mean, the way you said it, like, you don't get no red shirt like in college. Hey, you hurt or whatever the case may be.
You do. Because you can still get Rookie of the Year.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that way. So basically, Michael Porter Jr. next year can get Rookie of the Year when he start playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
But the question is, do you think Luka?
No, I said I don't think he's gonna get any flack because
you think he should.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, that's a consistency from us.
Unanimous decision, people.
Nightmare, stop being a homer. Tell your man Ben Simmons start shooting some jump shots. How about that?
Word.
No, start shooting them in the game because he obviously doing them in practice.
Nah,
he needs to do it in the game.
I don't care about practice. You talking about practice?
Practice? To keep it moving, I definitely want to go into this next topic. I just want to say, watching last week's episode, even though I was at the store, I had the show streaming the whole time at the store. I was watching, but I commend you guys on this topic because it was a serious topic. You guys did the legwork. You guys did the research. You guys took it seriously. And I think the feedback that we got from the people that did watch the episode, nobody took it as, we were taking it as a joke, because we take this serious, and we definitely want to make sure we respect all nationalities, creeds, religions. Everybody's entitled to their choice, but this topic hits home to a lot of us. Three of us have daughters. Pop, you have a son. Chips, you have a son and a daughter. So this topic hits home to all of us. And this is just to reflect on the Andrea Yearwood, the high school athlete that is transgender and competing against girls. You guys gave your opinions and you guys gave your feedback. I wasn't available at that moment. I was in the cereal aisle at that time. So I've definitely received feedback from, a coach in the track and field atmosphere, as well as an athlete. And I just wanted to go through reading the quotes, from their point of view as well. Obviously none of us are track stars or, coaches, but I wanted to get, feedback as well.
I could run.
Yeah, let me see you do a hurdle. 1. But from the coach, get a dog on his butt. I bet you he'd make it.
I think anybody would.
But from the coach, I received this quote directly in his feedback, and he said, "From a coach's view, I think it's highly unfair. Naturally, the male body is faster, stronger, bigger, and more athletic. So for a transgender, to compete under the woman category, that person has the upper hand automatically. I do believe each person can be who they want to be. As a coach, I have coached a few athletes that have wanted to be the opposite sex, and I have allowed them to do so. But they still had to compete against their own sex for fairness. I support the LGBT community, but when it comes to athletics, there has to be some type of rules against this. This is why they tested the 800-meter runner from Africa, because she was so dominant against other females. They thought that she was a man, which would have given her a major advantage." So he's bringing up an incident that happened prior, where there were some concerns and there were some questions in regards to, a female athlete's gender originally. Also received a quote from one of his female athletes who said, "It's unfair from the genetic makeup itself. If you are born a boy and want to be a girl, that's fine, but you should still compete against other guys." So I think it's a consensus. I think it's a fair situation that, the same topics and the same reasonings that you guys brought up, it wasn't any bias. And I think you guys did a very good job of making that very clear. There's no bias here when it comes to these sports topics. There's no bias that any of us have. It's just, in all actuality, the fairness of the sport, the fairness of the game, and the equality that we should be able to have amongst everybody. And I think that's a clear consensus from everybody, being a parent or not, or even a coach. What do you guys think, looking back at it now?
I'm gonna go off topic just a little bit, but it ties in a little bit, not a lot. So when I had brought it up, I had mentioned that I feel like race played a part in people being behind her, supporting her. So another story comes out after we done recording last week. A black kid in New Jersey, and a wrestler in high school, and they cut his dreads so that he could compete. The referee said his dreads was too long. She didn't want him to put it under the cap. Now, the stuff that's going on since it happened, they're still trying to figure out if it had anything to do with race, because they're saying that this ref previously used a racial slur against another referee. I just want to know, where are the adults that's supporting these kids? That's all I want to know, right? Now,
Well, hold on, Pop. It was a guy. It wasn't a female that made him cut his dreads. The ref was a guy.
it was a female that cut
The
it.
female cut him.
Right.
I think she was just like part of the team that cut the dreads. But I don't think it was
my whole thing in both parts is where the adults, where like with the transgender, where's the coach? Why isn't the coach out supporting her? Why is the coach and his wrestling team allowing the kid to say, all right, cut my hair? He didn't want his hair cut, but he was put in a situation where your team is disqualified or cut your dreads. That coach should have been man enough, or if the coach is female or male, they should have been adult enough to be like, nah, we disqualified. We're not letting you cut his hair. That's not more important than that.
But I mean, how do you know? How you know he didn't ask the kid?
He didn't ask the cut. He didn't want to do it, and it was like they coerced him into doing it.
All right.
The boy was in tears. He was in tears. He didn't even celebrate when he won.
I was asking the question, fam. That's it. I don't know. The whole story.
The story I read, in a video, I actually watched the video. I don't know. I may be wrong, but it seemed like the choice was his whether he wanted to do it or not.
Of course, of course it was his. But you got to understand the situation he was put in at the same time.
No, I understand that. But I just want to say, like, kudos to him for, it's real touchy. It's real touchy. Let me say, the story I saw, he was getting kudos for taking that L and doing that in an act for his team. And he ended up winning the match, and it was kind of like a celebrated moment, even though in the face of this injustice and clear bias, I still will, win.
Do we even know if the team won?
Yeah, he did win.
Yeah, they won.
No, not him. The team.
Yeah,
like,
they won.
Yeah, they won.
They won because of him. It was like a sudden death overtime.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, yo, if the team lost, and he did. Oh man.
Yeah, but
that was the last match. When he won, they won.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in addressing the question, where the adults, I don't know, but where's the common sense? Like, come on, it's common sense in both these situations. Like, they got hats. I mean, people, I'm sure every wrestler doesn't have a short season. You know what I mean? Females.
No. How about this, Chips? That wasn't his first time fighting.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. So like, I mean, it got to be somebody that they could have called and be like, yo, this dude over here tripping.
Yeah, it probably could have been, but I think it would have had to been you forfeit first.
Yeah, they would have had to forfeit.
You can challenge it or petition later on, and they did. I guess they didn't want to go through that, or they.
Nah, we gotta take that L as a team.
Word.
We gotta take that L as a team
because it's something. It's bigger things than winning. Like, I know we all want to win, but that ain't a win. That ain't a win to me. That ain't a win to me.
I agree. Like, we want you to support us as a team and be a team player because it's a team sport. We got to show you that we got your back too. And this is bigger than team sports. It's bigger than sports in itself.
And the connection I have in that, because we all was on the same page. I feel like she shouldn't be running against women. I agree with that. But if I'm the coach and I allow her to be on my team, I'm going to be out there advocating for her to be out there running. Where's her support? Where's her support at?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that guy, but it's just like, yo, man, if these was white athletes, I feel like it would be just more bad. They would have been like, no, we not letting him cut his hair. Yo, we letting her run. I just feel like it would have been more. It's more, but it ain't there. I don't see it. I just see the uproar after it happens. I see the uproar.
I mean, and to touch on, you guys touched on it last week a little bit with, obviously the unfairness of it and the way it can be. look at, obviously it's a little bit of a different scenario, but the contact sport realm of it. There was recently a case where a female UFC fighter who's ranked, well known, who's going to be fighting, I believe she fought this month or is fighting next month, was in a domestic abuse situation. And she's highly trained fighter. She's actually well ranked amongst female fighters. And her boyfriend, who's also a UFC trained fighter, but not anywhere near on the level that you would say or the cachet that she is. And it was a very gruesome beating that he put on her, unfortunately. And it's a sad situation. And I hate to, bring this up in comparison, but it's not a pleasant thing, unfortunately. And
the one thing I will say is we don't know if she tried to fight back.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
But still, I would think that she would try to protect herself some way, somehow. And I don't know if Chris explained it, but the only reason why he bringing that up is to show that men are just naturally stronger than women. Like she would whip my ass. I'm not a professional trained fighter.
Mine too. She probably put me in an armbar.
Her partner was, and he put a beating on her, a very bad beating on her.
I mean, and there's other boxings in the realm of boxing. There's a transgender female boxer that fought a female and literally, pretty much put her in a coma from too many, the monstrous blows to the head that affected, her cranial area. And, it was an uproar because she was a transgender woman. She has completely changed. She is a female now, but obviously she has different strength levels. Her max capacity of her strength building, her muscle building is different than what a max capacity of a full-fledged female can get to, unfortunately. And in these situations, it has turned to, unfortunately, being gruesome acts of violence or gruesome displays of violence because it wasn't, premeditated or it wasn't predetermined, but the outcomes were so gruesome that it made people look at it and say, this can't be right. And unfortunately, you have to compare it on every level when you're comparing, that sort of situation, unfortunately.
So my wife, she's in the medical field. So I was asking her, I was like, when men are transgender into being women, they take estrogen pills. So I was asking her, I was like, does that do anything to your strength? Does that make you weaker? And she was like, no, it's just, it gives you female features.
It's cosmetic.
Yeah, it just gives you female features. It doesn't make you less, it doesn't take it don't make your genetics weaker, it don't make your muscles weaker. It gives you more femininity. That's it. So I'm like, even with that, because I'm like, maybe, when they start taking certain pills and things, maybe it does change your genetics a little bit. But no, according to the little research I did, nothing's going to change that. No matter how you look, it's still there.
Like I said, I think everybody has, been great about the professionalism on this show. When we have serious topics, we address them seriously. We take them serious and we take them to heart because we're men. We also have females in our lives, children, spouses, mothers, siblings. And so, we put ourselves in these situations to react a certain way. And we put ourselves in these situations to be respectful to each and everyone's, options that they have in their life. But keeping the topic, or keeping the subject matter on man and female, we do have a viewer request question topic this week. And I did want to get into that. So here's the question.
Let's announce that, man.
Nah, nope. I'm not even going to put my man on the spot. We're going to make this a simple question.
Y'all scratch the back of that neck, Chips.
So here's the question. Why do men act like looks are so important, but at the drop of a dime will argue and fight with the baddest chick? PH, I'm gonna let you go first.
Why I gotta go first? Man. Well, anyway, because honestly, looks really isn't everything it's all cracked up to be. I'll argue with anybody. I don't care. Fat, skinny, black, white. I'm giving you bars upon bars upon bars. It don't matter. I don't discriminate. I don't hold back. And I think sometimes when it comes to us, women think we're shallow. So we're gonna see the baddest chicks or whatever the case may be. We're gonna chase them down, and we're gonna argue with them anyway. So what? It don't matter.
Not
like I said. Good looking, ugly, fat, skinny, bars upon bars. I don't care. That's how I feel. What about you, Pop?
Listen, man. We care about your looks because we want to have sex with you. That's why we care about your looks. That has nothing to do with you being annoying. That has nothing to do with you being dumb. What's your looks got to do with arguments? What are you talking about? Yeah, yo, when I saw you over there, yo, knock that down. And then I started talking to you, and you were annoying as shit. That's all it is, man. Yeah, we gonna still. That's like, man, whatever. Go ahead, Chick.
So wait. So just to clarify, are you saying it doesn't matter as much, or
no? What I'm saying is, looks don't equate to an argument. Like there's nothing equal about that.
So you feel like there's no relating the two, basically.
No, none
like
at all.
One doesn't stop the other. Okay,
no.
Okay.
I can have the women of my dreams. We still gonna argue.
Bars.
So yeah, chicks get in trouble. No, let chicks get in trouble.
No. Not gonna let them off that easy. So my opinion on it is we're gonna save, we're gonna say that we're gonna save him for the finale. But I don't know. I feel like it doesn't matter as much as people think it does, or as much as women think it does. If you look at, previous cases, in any simple case, the dude is always getting caught cheating with a chick that is far inferior than his main female. And a lot of times it's like, oh, well, why would you cheat on her? And, that ugly ass bitch.
Or don't cheat down.
It's like, it's a situation where the chick doesn't look as good as who he's with. And you have to understand it's more to it than looks. Guys don't go into a relationship thinking, I got the baddest chick in the game. Cool, I'm great. That's it. No, that's not only it. You have to be an even balance. And when guys get caught cheating, most of the time, the chick that they're cheating with normally doesn't look as good as the woman that they have at home. But you know what it is? That chick is catering to their ego. Unfortunately, I've learned this lesson on numerous occasions, and it's been in so many comedic skits that it's unreal. Eddie Murphy said it. So many other comedians have made this a joke or the butt of all jokes, but it's like if you were to take a step back and look at it in reality, cater to what is needed. It's as simple as that. Cater to what is needed with that person. The same needs that women have, the same things that they have on their pecking order that they want from a man, men have that same thing. Unfortunately, women look at it as, oh, well, I look like this and I present myself like this, so that's all he needs. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Unfortunately, that's not the case. There's a lot of other things that we look into. As much as women might feel like we don't look at that or we don't pay attention to that, guys look. Guys pay attention. Guys pay attention to the reactions that you give or the responses that you give with this information or with a certain scenario. So when it comes up or there's another scenario where it's like, oh, well, she didn't react that way. Oh, shit. Okay, I might have something there. unfortunately, when the guy get caught cheating and then your main girl leaves you, and now you got to decide to make this side chick your main chick, and then you see her whole mannerisms change, and now she's doing the same thing, you stuck. So I feel like it's definitely more to it than looks, and looks don't only matter. But it's not a case of, it's not a case of that being the main thing, because if, like everybody else said, if you're ugly and we in a relationship, if you say stupid shit or if it don't make sense, we're going to argue. It's just a part of life. Chips?
What? So, baby, I love you.
Yo, would you like to give some background behind this question or no?
Nah, no background.
Okay.
So, my thoughts on this. Anybody can get argued with, all right? Anybody can. I don't care if you were the baddest chick, all right? Like, it doesn't. Y'all said the same thing. You can have the baddest body, you can have the flyest clothes, your makeup or whatever you want to do could be on fleek. You can have long hair, your nails did. I don't care. If you wrong, you wrong. Man. I'm right 99.9% of the time.
Oh my God.
All right?
Here you go.
So this is why we argue, because you don't want to listen.
Audience, the comments and the opinions of Chips are for Chips and only Chips. I just want to make sure he does not speak for the rest of
You went too far with that one.
Word, 99 point what?
9.9. No, but for real, listen. Like y'all said, it doesn't have one. See that? I think that's women's problem, right? They like to think like, oh, you see me, I'm fly, I'm bad. I got Gucci sneakers, my ass is fat, or I got a rack, you know what I mean? Look how good I look in this dress. And like we just supposed to automatically bend over and just do whatever is requested, asked, or told to do. Like that's not how life works. Your looks, yeah, you look good. You look good. All right? But I'm not gonna be a little bitch because you look good.
Oh, yo, kids. Oh.
Yo, that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? You might look good, but we still got to deal with each other's personalities. Real life situations still come up. And we got to talk about this real life situation. Whatever we arguing about right now, your looks ain't making it right or wrong. You know what I mean? What you did or what you didn't do, or what I did and what I didn't do, that's why we arguing. We ain't arguing because you look ugly. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you bad. Chris touched on it. The baddest woman could get cheated on too. Beyonce.
Yo.
You know what I mean? So
the eagle is in the nest, my brother. The eagle is in the nest.
No, they use their looks so much that they think they're supposed to work in relationships also.
Facts.
Nah, fam.
Facts. It don't work like that, man. It don't work like that. You still pretty. You still beautiful. Baby, I love you. But listen, sometimes we gotta argue. That's just what it is. That's my thoughts.
Yo, it's crazy? They get away with a lot of shit though.
Because they beautiful, because they bad.
Word. They get away with a lot of shit.
But I gotta live with you on a day-to-day basis. So we gotta argue sometimes.
So, ladies, obviously,
Chips is first of all, Chips is always right.
Always agreeing with that.
99% of the time.
Wrong with strong Chips is what we call them.
And I'm gonna drink to that. Chips is right.
I'm not gonna drink to it, but I'm salute.
God damn it.
But obviously, this is probably the topic that plagues men and women and relationships going back to Adam and Eve days. Adam ate the apple, Eve made him do it. So, obviously, leave your comments share, like, and post. We want your feedback. We're open to the dialogue. Comment below.
Oh no. They gonna be on this topic. They better be on this topic.
Yeah, I said, the eagle is in the nest.
Oh. Yo, get out the room, yo. Get out of here.
But, leave your comments, leave your,
Yo, she heard response. This is some words that was like, what they talking about?
This is a invited dialogue that we all do invite. We're more than willing to respond and reply as we normally do with comments.
She said Beyonce get cheated on, and she said, what?
Yo, Chip said Beyonce, I thought my laptop was about to close. I ain't gonna lie.
The whole time Chris was talking, Tiffany was standing right back there looking at me.
Oh no. All right, yo, we're gonna take a week. We're gonna take a month off.
But leave your comments. We'll be more than happy to go into more detail if it's needed. I feel like we were all detailed in how we felt.
They said, no, we good.
No
don't be scared, yo. Don't be scared, because we gotta stand up for this. This is nonsense, okay?
You too.
Yo, and the ships is right 99% of the time, yo.
We got.
That's what he said.
Okay, I said it to you.
But oh. Yo, PH, tell her we're gonna make sure we give you the timestamp to give her too.
Oh man. Woo, that was a good one.
All right, man. End of the year, new year coming.
It's about to be an end of the year for PH.
It's about to be end of the year for a couple of people.
No, PH, just all you gotta do is say, yo, Chips say he's right 99% of the time.
She's just gonna listen to Chips and Chris, and I'll be good. I ain't say nothing wrong.
You know what? I think this is why Pooh ain't want to come on the show. I think that's why. I think that's why he think he's slick. All of a sudden he was busy to do. Okay.
Might be.
Want to propose? Okay.
Word, you want to propose and shit. Then all of a sudden, boom, heat check. But 2018 is coming to an end. A lot of good topics, information, but we're going to keep it strictly Mizfitz style, man. 2018, we're going to do our fire cool dirt versions of a couple of different topics. So I'm going to throw out the topic. We're going to go around the horn. Everybody say they won, and then everybody gives their opinion on fire cool or dirt for that being classified in that. I think this has been a great year for movies. I think this has been a great year for albums as far as musical quality and musical content.
Too much albums, god damn.
Definitely a lot. I think it was a stretch where it was like every week shit was crazy. But movies of the year and Grammys, y'all need to enter a Fire Cool Dirt segment for the Grammys. If y'all need, we will gladly make an appearance.
Word, okay. Don't even fly us in. We could do it right from here.
Nah, chill. I want to get the experience.
Nah, I don't want to flow. Don't flow me out.
Flew me out, but I'll sit in the back and I'll bring my laptop and sit in the back. but flew me out.
I want to get flued out.
I got some people I want to meet.
I want to get flued out.
Get me flued out. We can even start with Nickelodeon, the Kids' Choice Awards. I'll work my way up. BET. I'll work my way up. I don't got to go right to the Grammys, But album of the year, PH. What's your pick?
I don't listen to too much new music, so I'm gonna have to go with Meek Mill's Champions.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang.
That's your new album.
No, the Chinese delegation select. So you say Meek Mills. I'm assuming you putting that out there as fire.
Fire. Double fire.
Said Chips?
Yeah, what you think about that Meek Mill as a fire album?
Oh, I'm just that's fire. That's an instant classic for me.
Fire.
Every song, damn near every song. I don't know if there's one song that I don't like on there.
They got like two skips. They got like two skips for me. Still fire though.
Yeah, that's the album definitely fire, and that's my pick for album of the year too.
Okay, so that's yours as well. I agree. I definitely give it a fire ranking as well. Yeah, definitely a classic in my book. I definitely give it a fire ranking. Pop, what's yours?
All right, I'm gonna give y'all a rap in the R&B. My fire rap album is Pusha T Daytona. My fire R&B album, I ain't gonna say of the year, but it's just very recent and I've been listening to it a lot. The Rico Love King's Die. I don't know if y'all heard it though.
I haven't.
All right, so another R&B album I like that's current is Dream. His 38 track joint. What y'all think? I think both of those are fire.
Well, I definitely give Daytona a fire. I like that album. And as far as Dream or Rico Love, haven't heard either one, so I can't call it.
Yo, son, you need to get in touch with your R&B side, fam.
Let me tell you about this Dream album. That shit took me back to R&B. Like, yo, I used to make tapes, slow jam tapes, to get it into.
Like what his hat say.
GTD.
Word.
If you heard a certain song, never mind.
That Dream joint.
Nah, don't look over there. You shook, son.
Fire to the Dream.
Tail of the tape.
What you think, Chris?
I definitely agree. That Dream joint definitely brought back the real R&B. Like it brought back the realness in R&B when, like Chip said, when dudes was out making tapes talking about Get the Drawers Volume 1 or It's Going Down Volume 2. You know what I mean? Like that definitely brought it back for me. I would definitely give that a fire ranking. It's a lot of songs, but he mixes it up a little bit. It's not just all ballads. It's a lot of ballads. It's a lot of stuff where there's a little bit of oomph to it. You know what I mean? So I definitely give that a fire as well.
What about Daytona, Pusha T?
I say that was cool. That wasn't fire for me. But I've never been a Pusha fan. So I went into it trying not to have a closed mind or prejudge based on the previous works. And I felt like I could have got more from it. You know what I mean? And that was saying a lot.
It was short.
Yeah, yep. And that's where I was happy. I was like, okay, that means he's growing on me. You know what I mean? Like, if it was only those 7 tracks and I was like, phew, that's over with, then it wouldn't have been as much for me. But being that I went into it with the previous notions that I've had, and I was like, okay, it left me wanting more, I was good with that, and I liked it.
Yo, man, go listen to that Rico Love, even King's Die. Good listen.
Check that out.
So I'm going to take one from Pop's note, and I'm going to do the same. For me, rap album on that note is, let's see here, because now I'm changing it up since Pop want to be different. You know, he want to be special and all.
Cardi B.
First of all, kill yourself. No.
Cardi album right.
Honorable mention is definitely 6ix9ine. Don't disrespect.
Hold on, fam. So I say Cardi B.
Honorable mention.
Did you go yet?
Yeah, I went.
Chip said it was the same as PH. Yeah.
Honorable mention is Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap.
I can't even lie. I still haven't given that a spin yet, son. I got it downloaded and everything, but I still haven't listened to it.
I listened to that. Thanks to Popular Man over there. I definitely liked the album. That was definitely good.
Victory Light?
Yeah.
For me,
I never listened to Nipsey Hussle before, so it definitely was like a new listen.
He gets busy.
For me, outside of the big names, I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm putting this on my album of the year for totality. Excuse me. Denzel Curry with Taboo. I think that was a very, very good put together album. It took you through different facets of rap where he had his, I guess, more of a political side of it, and then it went into like the street and then the South rap. So I feel like that was a real good listen, and that's fire for me as a total package. And as far as R&B side of it, I have I have between Ella May and Leon Bridges.
My girl.
As album of the year on the R&B side. I feel like Leon Bridges had a very good project, but it was like before the summertime. So I feel like that wave of his hasn't really carried over, but I feel like as a totality, his project was real good. And I think LMA, being that her project was recent, is riding that wave like a motherfucker right now.
It's a what you call it? Is a what? Is a what?
So Denzel Curry, I will have to give that a dirt. I can't look past how weird he's so weirdo. Can't get past. I just can't listen to him. And I know that's not the right thing to say. I look past 6ix9ine with the rainbow hair.
Yeah,
but I just can't. I can't get jiggy with it. LMA, I think it's cool. I don't think it's fire. I think it's really cool though.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. And Bridges, I probably heard a song or two, so I'm not gonna judge it.
What you think, PH?
Just go to the rap, because we know you ain't listen to R&B.
Word.
I heard some of them LMA songs. I don't know what's on the album, but I like her as an artist though. She can really sing. And Denzel Curry, I just Googled him, and Lord have mercy, what is wrong with his hair?
Don't do it, man. Don't
I ain't never heard of him before you even said something, son.
He the rap Alfred Payton.
Listen to the man album, dog.
Alfred Payton still is the king. That's it. Ain't nobody taking that crown from him, fam.
Thank God he cut it. Thank God he cut it, man. Thank God.
What you think of my picks, Chip?
Besides LMA, go ahead.
Yeah, obviously.
LMA is fire. And I haven't listened to that rap. I don't listen to new rap like that, man. Like, especially up and coming rappers. Like,
man, your son need to be putting you on, son.
Nah, he don't put me on. He don't put me on. They do what they do. I got teenagers. They don't talk to me. You know what I mean? They do what they do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He said they don't talk to me. They don't even know me.
Only when they want something. That's it. That is that. Other than that, nah, get up out of here, man. Get up out of here.
All right. So we got albums. Movies of the year. 2018 has been the year of Marvel. Zombies. People being alone places and can't see or can't hear or can't talk. Like, I think I done seen it all. I seen a movie about an open house. No nigga. So
a movie about an open house.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's actually pretty good until the end. I ain't even gonna spoil it.
Killed him in the open.
Yo, this dude was fucking them up in that open. Yo, he was fucking them up. But movie of the year, big topic. Again, Grammys, we're open. We're here for you. You know, We're willing to do it. SAG Awards. We'll do it.
Tribeca Film Festival.
Yep. I start anyway. Yep.
Sundance.
But Chips, movie of the year.
Yeah, you gotta start with me. I'm not a movie buff, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to flip it. Y'all tell me if this movie was fire. I don't think it was fire. Black Panther.
Fire.
Cool.
Fire.
I think it was cool. I'm with Yeezy. I think it was cool. I think it was mad short. Wasn't enough details into the story. I just felt like as soon as I sat down, I was at the end of the movie. Like,
Fam, the movie was 2.5 hours. How was that?
No, I didn't. No, I said it felt like the way they played the story out. Like I felt like I don't know if they tried to fit too much of a storyline into one movie or something. I don't know. It just seemed like it went by too quick for me. Like 1 minute he was here and the next minute he was there fighting, trying to become the king or the Black Panther. And it was just like, I don't know, it was just too quick for me. Like
you was just confused the whole movie. You could just say it.
I wasn't confused. I wasn't confused. It's an easy story to figure out. It's not to be confused about. It just happened too quick for me.
Fire.
It just happened.
Fire.
So it was only cool for me. But go ahead, Pop. Matter of fact, PH, since you so critical of my goddamn choice, you make what's your fire?
He channeling his inner Poodle.
What?
He channeling his inner Poodle.
Facts.
No.
What's
Because I said
$5.
Whoa, $5.
Ooh.
You.
I'm gonna say it. I didn't say it.
No, that's it.
What I said?
TC said it. Okay, cool.
I was trying to get me to say it.
Yeah, he said facts.
What's your movie? I never agreed to that, man. But
I'm going. I'm going against the grain, and my movie of the year is Ready Player One. I really like that movie. That movie's definitely fire to me.
what was that about? Never saw it.
It's a movie about like a virtual video game.
Where he had to beat the game basically and
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I know.
That's my fire movie for the year. I'm gonna go away from the Marvel. That's too obvious.
I never seen it.
I'm pretty sure nobody's seen it out of this group.
I remember the commercials for it.
Yeah, but it's definitely a good watch.
Like it's a futuristic movie. And he had to basically beat the game and take over and.
Well, it's a lot more than that, but
yeah,
that's pretty much the premise of the movie. But as a gamer, I think y'all would like that movie.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm gonna hit y'all with 2 joints.
We want with this 2 stuff, man.
What y'all think about A Quiet Place? I thought it was fire.
About what?
A Quiet Place?
I hated the ending.
I ain't like that movie, man.
It was cool.
Like that movie.
It was cool to me.
I hated the ending. I was pissed at the ending.
I want to ask you what, but then that's mad spoiler alert. And then Infinity Wars, man.
Obvious, man. That's an obvious fire.
Look at Chips.
Chips is retarded. You don't pay him no mind anyway, so go ahead.
I don't watch comic book movies, man. I'm sorry. I don't watch them.
You just said you watched Black Panther fully up?
Yeah, because it was the black, man. Like, it was the first.
Well,
it took me mad. It took me mad long to watch Black Panther, like mad long.
So you had to wait till it got on Netflix, then you watched it?
I don't even know if I made it to the theater to watch it, to be honest. No, I did go to the theater. I did go to the theater to watch it. I did.
Support Black.
But it was mad peer pressure. Like, you gotta go see Black Panther.
You had to dress up?
You had your dashiki?
Nah, I ain't dress up, fam. I ain't doing all that.
I could give y'all a movie that I ain't seen, but I know was dirt. Uncle Drew. I know one of y'all seen it.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I watched that.
Yeah.
See, I just said PH probably saw it.
Unfortunately, I watched it, and what was crazy was watching the movie. They had what's the dude from the Magic? The light-skinned fake Blake Griffin.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, he was the man in the movie. Like he was the Michael Jordan of the basketball world, and I was like, "Yo, fam, done with me. I can't even do it no more." How is it that he is the main character? Nah, I can't do it.
Uncle Drew.
Dirty dirt.
What about you, Chris?
So, being as I just recently watched The Avengers because it was free on Netflix. Shout out to Netflix. Appreciate you. I definitely put that above Black Panther for the year. And I do have to say, I believe that is my movie of the year nomination, with even knowing the outcome for as long as I have, and knowing the spin-off, and knowing that there's another one coming out. Like legit, when Spider-Man got killed, I was like, "Ooh, he almost got me." I almost, He was like, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go." I was like,
that was definitely emotional right there, son.
Like, oh, he almost got me. But for it to still have that effect, I definitely had to put Avengers up there. One that I feel like is a sleeper is Game Night. Game Night was mad fucking funny.
Fire.
And the spins and the quirks that they had in the movie, as far as like which part is a setup, which part isn't a setup, what's real and what's not real, was definitely legit. I hate, for some reason, I hate the main character, but I like him in this movie.
Yo, where y'all watching all these movies at? Because I can't get Cody to work, man.
Netflix. Game Night is on Netflix.
Okay.
It is?
Yeah, it was on. That's why I watched it at Netflix.
They go into the movies on Tuesday.
$5 Tuesdays
at 11 o'clock.
And go see 3 movies at a time, and you be straight.
Word, just walk in. When you leaving, just I gotta go to the bathroom and just walk into the other door. Don't even look and see what movie it is. Just sit down. You'll be surprised. But I haven't seen it yet. But that movie Widows look like it's pretty good. I plan on watching that. My next clear, Cody. Never mind. Nope.
Nah, we pay for all of our movies.
Exactly. Yep.
Shit, I use
$5 Tuesdays.
I use Cody. Come get me.
You don't pirate nothing.
I don't know what that guy over there TC talking about.
I spell Cody Cody.
But you know what? He said he's right 99% of the time. So go get him.
As he stated.
He said he does it.
On that note, man, like I said, it's been a great 2018. We live.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. The beginning of Mizfitz started in 2018, so this will always be a special year to us, to me, to the fellas, to you.
Word.
We look forward to a prosperous and blessed 2019. I wish everybody a safe holiday, safe from Christmas, safe New Year's. As always, like, share, comment, post,
subscribe.
Hit that bell. Hit that bell.
Notification. And stay tuned, man. We got a lot more coming to you in 2019. We got, more topics, new categories, we introduced Enough is Enough. We introduced Shoot the 5. Obviously, we got more up our sleeves, guys. Stay tuned and tell your friends about us. To tell their friends about us.
Word.
But as always, on that note, Mizfitz out, man.
One love.
Word. See y'all. See y'all. See y'all.